Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Video changes are finally out, so let's talk about them. There have been some nerfs, but before you doom post and panic, I would like to let you know that it's going to be okay, especially with Evelyn. From what I can tell, they seem to be very minuscule, very small nerfs. I guess you can still consider it a nerf, but yeah, she's gonna be fine, okay? As for Astra Yao, she did receive some nerfs and also some changes throughout her kit. I would say the biggest change that's gonna impact most of us is people who try to pre-farm for these characters because they have changed their materials. Especially, I believe the boss materials have been changed. Just as a heads up, check it out on Hakushin in the description down below to check what are the new mats to farm. We'll start first with Evelyn because I believe Evelyn changes are not that big. Yes, they are, like I said, nerfs, but they're very minuscule and small. So let's start with her basic 5 attack. It has received some multiplier nerfs, nothing too big overall. Her enhanced basic attack and enhanced basic attack 2 did also receive a slight nerf as well. Her special attack, special 1 hook specifically, did receive a slight nerf as well. Chain attack and ultimate motion values have been nerfed a bit as well. It's very minimal, by the way. This is very minimal stuff. You'll barely notice. It is technically a nerf, I would say adjustment, but it's fine. I believe Evelyn is in a perfectly fine spot. As far as I could find, there seems to be no changes on her V engine. Her V engine is pretty cool to get if you look to have your Evelyn be strong, besides getting Astra Yao for her. And speaking of Astra Yao, let's go over her changes because I believe her changes are a bit more extensive. So let's get into it. But before that, I actually did forget to say it. The previous video is that a lot of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed. If you like to support this small channel, feel free to subscribe. Smile. And now let's continue with Astra changes. So let's begin with Astra multiplier changes. Her basic attack in no singing state has been nerfed. This is pretty much whatever. Her third hit also has been nerfed. Basic attack while in singing state has been slightly buffed. Special attack, the minimum and maximum damage of it has been also slightly buffed. Moonlight strike as well, along with starlight strike. These are kind of whatever things because personal damage for Astra Yao, I guess you have it, but it's more about her providing your buffs and all that stuff, and those things have been changed as well. We'll get to that very shortly. Now let's continue with the dodge counter. It has been slightly buffed as well. Her ultimate has been nerfed overall with damage, days, and anomaly build-up values. However, they did buff the heal by a little bit, so now it's a 3k plus heal. Cool, whatever, it is an AoE heal. It can be useful, but that's not really all she offers. Her quick assist has also been slightly buffed, and the assist follow-up has also been overall buffed. And now let's talk about the rest of Astra Yao changes. Her energy regen increase from her core passive has been removed. And to add on to this, Leifa says also the Astragore skill enhancement stat was nerfed. The base energy regen has been reduced, but there are more changes to Astra Yao as well that we were able to find. Within singing state, now Astra Yao will buff the entire party by 20% damage and 30% critical damage instead of only buffing, I believe it used to be 30% damage boost. This is alright. It is definitely more useful now for critical scaling characters because if you do use it in an anomaly team, the critical damage boost will not be that useful except if it's Miyabi. But even then, I believe Astra Yao will still be good for anomalies, at least on her release, until we get more S rank limited supports stats in the game. At least that's what I think. The ally quick assist cost has been also increased. Now it's going to be from 20, 28, 35. It's going to go from 28, 36, 45 energy. So it's going to be more expensive. And now you might be worried about her energy requirements. Does she really need the V engine now or something like that? Because her V engine does provide energy. Well, I believe it's going to be fine because now the core passive ability will provide you a 1200 attack maximum boost, meaning that you will need to have 3k attack stats on your Astra Yao to get this 1200 attack for your entire team. This means effectively that you will probably not need to use Drive Disc 6 attack anymore. You'll be able to use ER Drive Disc 6 instead, which should be better for your energy needs for Astra Yao, and at the same time still have the attack boost, which is now 1200 attack. Also, the additional ability for Astra Yao, the energy recovery thing, has been nerfed as well, so they will get less energy now. It is what it is. And also now Astra Yao supposedly has some capability to group up enemies, but it does not seem to be necessarily that potent or valuable. If she does have some form of grouping, if she ends up having like grouping like, let's say, Nicole, that would be pretty useful, especially in certain teams where you might be still preferring to use Nicole over Astra Yao if you really needed that grouping for whatever reason. If she would have effective grouping, that would be nice. Also, I believe her V engine has been nerfed slightly as well, specifically the part of the passive which increased your damage dealt by the team. I believe now it's up to 20% if you have 2 stacks, 10 of each. I believe before it used to be up to 30% or 35%. Now it's 20%. So overall, with Astra Yao, I believe she's still in an amazing, good spot. It is unfortunate that we did lose that attack boost from 1500 to 1200. However, it's still pretty good. It is a buff for your entire team. The damage boost and critical damage boost on top, it's also cool stuff. I don't think you will really need to have the V engine on her for that energy stuff, because Drive D6 ER should be good enough for her energy requirements. Of course, testing and things like that will have to be done to make sure of it. But as of right now, I believe Astra Yao is in a perfectly fine spot. And Evelyn, I believe she's okay too. It seems as of right now, we're not getting some crazy power creep, at least from the DPS side of things. Do know that Astra Yao is our first limited S-rank support. Maybe the upcoming ones, they end up being even stronger than Astra Yao. We shall see. But as of right now, I believe both characters, especially Astra Yao, are definitely worth the pick up. Followed by Miyabi, which is still available. You can easily go with Miyabi plus Astra Yao and have a great time. And Evelyn, I believe she's also gonna end up doing fine, because it seems a lot of upcoming content is of course going to be heavily fire weakness, and she should have no problem whatsoever. So if you're looking for some good fire coverage DPS, she will cover that for you greatly. So yeah, these are pretty much all of the V2 changes. If you have any questions or you would like to add anything yourself, feel free to write it down within the comments. And of course, if you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If not, you can dislike it, smile. Yeah, that's it. I wish you a wonderful day, happy holidays, and see you in the next video.